Hey, good morning. It's Saturday, April 17th, and we just left the hotel, had a breakfast, and we are headed back to the trail. Actually, we're headed over to Kroger's right now. We didn't have time to resupply yesterday, so we're going to go ahead and stop and hit Kroger's and try to pick up some more fuel for our stove while we're there. So we'll see you over at Kroger's, and we're back on trail leaving Daleville. Alright, just coming out of Daleville and stopped for lunch. Had a good lunch. We had a new recipe today. Is pink salmon with cream cheese wraps with spinach. Super good. Had some wheat thin crackers and Gatorade Bolt for lunch. And it was really good. So stopped and found a good little spot in the sun. Had a little picnic lunch. And now we're headed back out again. Original goal was to hit a shelter about 11 miles out of Daleville, and when we left Daleville we weren't sure, leaving so late about noon, that we were going to hit 11 miles, but as we're going on, the train's been pretty good, and we actually may hit it. Right now we're shooting for a campsite that's about 1.5 miles up the trail, which is our next water source, and then we'll decide from there, depending on what time we hit it, if we want to go on or stay. So let's see what happens. All right, we'll see you up the trail. Still day one out of Daleville, and heading past our second objective of the day, which was a campsite 8 miles out, and still feeling really good. So we're going to go ahead and push on another couple miles, 11 miles out to the shelter. So yeah, it's been a great day. Weather's been awesome, and just stopped by this little creek to filter another couple liters of water to make the last push up a couple more miles to the shelter. So we'll see you up there. Well, we made it to the shelter and got set up. We're not staying in the shelter tonight. We're going to go ahead and set up tents. Kendall's already got hers set up. Well, I'm starting to cook the dinner. We're trying macaroni and cheese tonight with some donuts for dessert. So I'm getting that done, and then get the rest of the camp set. So anyway, a little outhouse back there, and it's a good spot. It was a great day. Did about 11 miles today, which was really good for starting out at noon. So trail was good, and we're happy and feeling good and strong. So looking forward to tomorrow, and so we're gonna go ahead and finish getting set up here and call it a night. So we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. It's day 27, and we are all packed up here at Wilson Creek Shelter, and got everything put back in our bags. Again, we didn't stay in the shelter last night, but we camped where it was dry, fairly warm. Sun's out again today. Another dry day of packing up, which is good. Forecast calls for a little bit of rain this afternoon, so we'll have to see what happens. We are heading for another shelter about 14 and a half miles away, and so we're seeing fresh blueberries in our near future, as long as the deer and the bear don't get to them first. But they're just now flowering. It'll be a while before we get some fresh blue. Okay, we've been going along for about an hour now from the shelter, and trail's actually been really good. Just you know, a few gradual ups and downs, but more up than down. But it hasn't been that bad of a trail, so we're making really good time. Temperature's just perfect for hiking. Nice sunny day, so yeah, it's a good day to be on the trail today. Glad to have you with us, and hope you're enjoying the hike as much as we are, and hopefully your feet aren't hurting too bad or getting cramps too bad from all these miles. But it's kind of exciting that we'll be at almost 350 miles by the end of the week, so that's pretty cool. All right, we're gonna go up here. There's supposed to be a road up here called the Blue Ridge Scenic Byway, so sounds like a pretty cool spot. Get some good view shots up there, hopefully. So yeah, I'll race you up there. Alright, somebody hit the down button on the elevator, so here we go down. Alright, we're getting closer to the two towers. You can see them just off in the distance there, but that's the direction we're headed. And we're coming up to the Blue Ridge Scenic Highway. Trail actually goes across it, and then there's a little overlook viewpoint out here that we'll get to see the two towers from.
So he saw the overlook off the Blue Ridge Parkway that Up filmed, and I told him, I don't see where the trail goes. And he said, oh, across the street there's a blaze. It looks like it goes along the guardrail. You walk along the road for a ways. So I did. I headed across the overlook and up the road while he stayed back and talked with another hiker and, you know, shared his life story like he likes to do. So about a half mile later, I look behind me and there's no one, and I'm still on the road and I'm not seeing any white blazes. So I realized I must be off trail somewhere. I must have missed it, and so I had to turn around. Couldn't find it. So thankfully Up turned his phone on. Usually we have him in airplane mode, and so he turned his phone on. I was about a mile behind, off trail, but back together, doing fine.
Found our first black snake. Actually, Kendall always sees the snakes first. She's usually up in front, but and she jumped at that one. But this guy's pretty cool. He's sticking his tongue out at us, trying to smell us, but he's probably 2.5, 3 feet long. But yeah, I've run into black snake before in Arkansas. I almost stepped on one, but he was under the leaves, so I didn't get to see how big he was. But yeah, they're not dangerous at all, but we just don't like snakes in general. Ooh, he does not like me walking here. In the shelter, we just stopped to have lunch and get resupplied with water. Still a few people down there having lunch. And yeah, we had a good lunch again today. Another little deer back in there. Not too close to the trail, but he's back in there a little bit, so see him a little bit in there. There he is. That makes 15 deer now on the trail. A good look again at the two towers. We walk up the trail. I want to kind of let you know how we've been. We're coming up on tomorrow. Will be 4 weeks on the trail, and gone probably about a little over 300 miles, I think. But I just want to let you know that we're doing a whole lot better. Had a lot of aches and pains and blisters and things like that as we first started out, but it seems like the last week we've kind of settled in and really been able to do a lot better as far as walking and putting in some miles, although we had a few short days a couple days ago, a couple 9-mile days, but had a lot of views to stop at and really rough terrain, so it wasn't really about conditioning, it was more just the trail conditions, which dictate a lot of what we can do. But just health-wise, we're both really healthy. None of us have gotten sick. Kendall's foot is doing a whole lot better, her tendon. She's able to push miles now and only is stiff when we stop for a while and then getting going, getting loosened up. But our spirits are really good, and our gear is holding up really well. About the only thing we've had to buy as far as gear that we didn't bring. Obviously, you may notice I'm wearing a new pair of sunglasses. Mine seem to disappear somewhere. I'm thinking the mouse at John Springs stole them out of the shelter, but had to get a new pair of sunglasses. And then also in Pearisburg, I went to Walmart and I bought a pair of shorts. Kind of wanted to hike in shorts, but thought it would be too cold. But then some of those warmer days came up and I just had to get shorts. But that, because I bought a pair of shorts, it means I had to give something up. So I had a pair of like sweatpants that I was wearing for pajama bottoms at night, so had to say goodbye to those to make room for shorts. Oh man, it's worked out pretty well over the last couple days. I've been in pants. There's just been a little cooler. Days are sunny, but the wind's a little chilly. But anyway, that's really the only gear we've had to get. So yeah, but again, we're just happy to be out here. Still doing really well after 4 weeks on the trail, and yeah, looking forward to seeing what the next 4 weeks holds. So thank you again for watching, and I hope you're enjoying the videos, and continue to watch, and we'll keep trying to put them out for you. So alright, we're gonna get off on down the trail, so let's get up and walk. Alright, we just stopped at Bear Wallow Gap, got some water. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I made the decision that we're gonna head to the next shelter and call it a day, which was our original goal anyway, at 14.2 miles. We are currently walking across the West Twin Tower. Off to the east, you can still see the right tower, big old Pyramid Mountain over there, but yeah, this is the west side of the Twin Towers. It's really kind of neat. Just about to the shelter. We got a nice view of the valley that was on the other side of the hill. This is why I always like to see what's on the other side. Always another amazing view. Alright, it's about 5 o'clock, and we've got about a mile or a little less to go to the shelter, but we just decided, since it's so early, we'd just stop and by the side of the trail and break out our dinner and cook up a little bit of dinner before we get down there. So all we'll have to do is set up, and then we can relax for the rest of the evening. But we're having a little bit of Uncle Ben's beans and rice for dinner. So here we have an awesome view of the past week. 4 days ago, we were up on that dark ridge over there. 3 days ago, we were up on that bump right there. That's McAfee Knob. And down from that bump over this direction, right where that flat spot and that little notch is Tinker Cliffs. And we came down along that front ridge, and that's where the Roanoke River Valley is on the other side of it. And then Daleville is right down below those dark hills. And then we've just come up from there around that big knob in the front. We came down that this afternoon and up along that ridge. Alright, we made it to the shelter. It's right down there in that little hole. There's several people camping down there, the same people that we were camping with this morning. So we actually had a nice little site just across the trail from the shelter, and so it's out in the sun, nice little spot. So we're just gonna go ahead and set up here for the night. So that'll be perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and get camp set up and have a little rest this evening.